I just want you to take us back to the Morenike who was a girl who was struggling with English language, and the Morenike now who is a global mentor. I mean, how many speaking engagements have you been on, like on international stages this year?
Let me just say 10. Let me just say 10.
From mentoring to facilitating.
Yeah,
how many grants have you won this year, Morenike? I'm more particular about that one. We'll come back to the grants. But so 10, international speaking platforms internationally, and you were that girl that could not speak like good English. So how did the transition happen? Take us back to that girl.
Okay, the journey was, should I say, it was stressful. It was mentally exhausting. I think I start remembering when I was 8 years old. I just knew that they told me that don't talk about your mom, because when you talk about your mom, your grandma BP go high. I was staying with my mom's mom, so I just grew up not knowing I have a mom. So there was no like, this is your mom, something happened to her. It was just like, your mom left and we don't hear from her. So I was that girl that was always praying that when they say PTA, teacher will flog me that you didn't tell your parents, that's why they didn't come to school. I was that girl that I had a lot of questions to ask my extended family, but I was scared that my grandma should not get high blood pressure and die, because she was the only one that actually like understand me to some extent. So I was just living. And while living, I had the opportunity to stay with aunties, uncles, for the one that will abuse you, emotionally abuse you. And so when people say, oh, Morenike is so hardworking, I really didn't know if I was. I just knew that for an uncle or an auntie to accommodate me, I have to be a strong girl. Nobody wants a lazy girl in their house. So I was doing a lot of things. So I was 12 years old and my grandma fell sick, so I had to start paying bills. So I remember that time I hucked yam, hucked tomatoes to pay bills, to buy blood pressure medicine, to send myself to school. At some point, got so good, I got a scholarship from my principal in school and my church. So I was not thinking about paying school fees through my secondary school, but I had to hawk to pay house rent, to clothe myself, to do other things. And it got to a point I was like, this hawking was not helping. So one day I was just coming from school trekking, and I saw people I grew up in Benin, so I saw people, I was staying in Ibiwe, so I saw people selling keke and cigarettes, and I was like, there's money here, because I was staying in a place where there were driver, conductors, and one day I just said, I think I'm going to do this. So I did it. So I had a table, so after hawking during the day, at 7:30, I'll bring out my table outside my house and do this concoction and sell.
Are you serious?
I sold, and I realized that